Hi everyone, I'm Molly.
And I'm Erica.
And we are so excited to be doing our first video for Wealthy, Healthy, and On Purpose. Just to give you a little bit of background about Erica and I, we are both holistic nutritionists. We trained at the Institute of Holistic Nutrition, which is actually where we met here in Toronto. And we've been in business together for 2 years now. We're very descriptively called Molly and Erica. And it really is our mission to empower and educate people around their eating decisions. We really are out to tackle food shame and food guilt, and really to create a space for topics that aren't typically discussed in the wellness sphere. So things like binging, drinking, and smoking specifically.
Yeah. So we're so excited to be here on Thrive Forward Tuesdays. Today we're going to break down cravings.
Yep.
Cravings is really our jam. Whether it be cravings for food, cravings for substances, or just a craving to numb out and binge on Netflix. In this video, we're going to break down the physiological and emotional side of cravings. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about making empowered decisions around your cravings.
Yep.
And distinguishing the difference between thriving and depriving.
So exciting. So we're going to just dive right into the physical and emotional side of cravings. Mm-hmm. One good place to look when you're craving specific foods is at vitamin and mineral deficiencies. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a whole list of symptoms and foods related to deficiencies, but we're going to kind of give you the top 4 that we see all the time. So for our people who crave a lot of salt, this is a sign that you're deficient in chloride. And really, when you're craving salty things, you really want to look at your stress levels because on the physical side, your adrenal glands need a lot of salt in order to keep managing your stress. Mm-hmm. The next big one is people who chew ice. We all know an ice chewer. And really what's going on here is you're deficient in iron and zinc. And so in terms of food where you could actually get that, you'd look at red meat, things like oysters, and on the plant-based side, pumpkin seeds are a really good source of both of those. So up your game on there if you're the ice chewer. Along the same lines, if you're someone who can't drink lukewarm water, you've always got to have cold drinks.
Yeah, we know these people.
Yeah. Ice. What you're looking at there is a deficiency in manganese. And where you would check in with your body physically is to see if you've got knee pain.
Manganese for the knees.
Yeah, manganese for the knees really supports your joints. And the place you get this from food is leafy greens.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you gotta eat the greens. All the green things.
Just gotta eat the greens.
Gotta eat the greens.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last big one that we see a lot is people who crave chocolate. So chocolate on a physical level really shows us that you're deficient in magnesium. And unfortunately, our soil used to be really high in magnesium here in North America, but it no longer is. Mm-hmm. So if you notice that you've got some eye twitches, a lot of women crave chocolate close to their period because magnesium's like nature's muscle relaxer. It really helps with those muscle cramps. Or if you've got restless legs at night or you're not sleeping well, definitely magnesium's likely a factor for you. And unfortunately, you're just going to have to supplement.
Yeah, I take it at night. It helps me have the best sleep ever, which we're going to get into in a second.
Yep.
Okay, so now the emotional side.
This is so fun.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're feeling unloved, rejected, or lonely, oftentimes you'll reach for the chocolate.
All the sad ones.
We've all seen the Bridget Jones diaries.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're feeling stressed, anxious, or angry, you're most likely going to reach for these salty, crunchy snacks like chips, crackers, and French fries.
Yeah, I'm always looking for those because I just default to stressed and angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are kind of the big physical, emotional things. One other mind-blowing piece that we really wanted to leave you with today is a little bit about hormones. So we're not going to go down the rabbit hole with hormones. We could literally do a whole course just on that. But I remember when I was in nutrition school, this concept just blew my mind. And the 2 hormones we're going to talk about are leptin and ghrelin. Yeah,
and so leptin is the hormone that tells you that you're full, to stop eating, and to start burning calories as fat. For fuel, yeah. And so leptin we love. And then ghrelin, which is the hormone that tells you that you're hungry and to eat and to start storing your calories as fat. Mm-hmm. And so when you get the gurgles and the growling in your stomach, that's ghrelin.
Growling for ghrelin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So those are great hormones, and they do amazing things for us, telling us when we're full and when we're hungry. But unfortunately, when you don't sleep enough or when you get a really bad night's sleep, these hormones go out of whack. Mm-hmm. So when you don't sleep enough, you don't have enough leptin in your body. So your body has no idea that you're full and that it should burn energy. It's not getting those signals. And on the flip side, you have too much ghrelin. So your brain's constantly getting signals that you're hungry, and your body's more likely to be storing fat in that stage. So when you're not sleeping, you're literally like, you've got those days you're completely ravenous. A good place to check would be, hey, did I sleep well last night? There might be something going on there.
Yeah, and like a relaxed sleep, not like waking up all throughout the day.
Exactly.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about powerfully choosing around your cravings. So normally if you're craving something, one of two things is likely to happen. The first one is you're going to choose the food that you think you should have rather than the food you want. So like you really want a piece of chocolate cake, but instead you eat a whole ton of carrots and hummus.
Like a ton.
Yeah. Or you eat the cake and you feel guilty about it and you feel like you don't enjoy it and it just feels really gross.
Yeah.
So physically, what actually happens when you're metabolizing that food is that when you're stressed out or emotional in a negative way around your food choices, your digestion actually slows down and it doesn't actually get absorbed properly and your body doesn't utilize the nutrients properly. Yeah, so that's,
That was mind-blowing to me because it's like, actually, I'd be better off eating cake feeling happy than I would be eating like lettuce or carrots and hummus when I'm stressed out about it. So, hopefully, given the information we gave you earlier on in the video, you've had some aha moments about why you may be like looking for that cookie every afternoon or why you're looking for chips or whatever. And why that's important is because that actually gives you access to understanding what it is your body needs, and it opens up multiple ways to manage that craving rather than just being like pulled towards something and being out of control around it. So to give you an example, like I know for myself, when I start looking for either like pierogies or frozen pizza, I know that there's stress going on. And so because I know that those are associated, then I can actually take a step back and be like, okay, do I really want to eat pizza and pierogies right now? Or do I need to get some sleep? Should I take a nap? Should I call a girlfriend? Should I, drink some tea, take a bath? I have all of these options to manage that situation because I'm clear that what's happening right then and there is stress or overwhelm. And then on the flip side, like just from a physical standpoint, like yesterday was a great example. In the afternoon, I felt like I could eat everything. Like anything that was there, I wanted to put it in my mouth. It was like ravenous. And so I'm like, what is going on? Did I sleep last night? And I was like, oh, I had bread in the morning, and I don't normally have bread in the morning. So I knew that I just needed to kind of rebalance my blood sugar levels. So eat some protein, eat some fat, be even keeled and on my way. So the thing we want to leave you with is that the difference between thriving versus depriving has nothing to do with what goes in your mouth and everything to do with where you make your decision from. So when you have that understanding of what's going on in your body, either physically or emotionally, then you can actually step in to deal with that craving powerfully rather than being like just responding to it without anything.
Yeah, rather than reacting to it. Yeah,
exactly.
And you'll know if you're experiencing a thriving or a depriving decision based on the experience of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So a depriving, you come from rigidity, it feels restrictive, it's almost like you're punishing yourself, and you can't enjoy anything from there.
No.
If you're thriving and you're deciding to eat that chocolate cake, you're savoring it, you're enjoying it, you made a powerful choice, you come from gratitude, and it feels really good. And so like bigger picture here, like if you're always coming from a depriving state, you're always going to be sitting in your head. So you're going to think like, oh, that's wrong, I can't have that, oh, I can't eat that. Like you're always sitting from a place of like depriving. So if you're coming from a thriving place, it actually feels good. You can be present, you can be out there with the community, and that's really important to us. Like you can come from a place of creating.
Yeah, we don't want you just to be thriving on your health and well-being. We want you to be thriving in life and like being a contribution, being of service. And so when you're in your head talking about what you should and shouldn't be eating, it's unlikely that you'll be doing that.
Yeah.
So what we really want to know from you is where have you been depriving rather than thriving? And what does it look like to actually thrive in that situation? And you can write that, you can answer that question in the comments. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, Molly and Erica. You can send us a private message if you don't want it out there for all to see. Or we have a space on our website, mollyanderica.com. We have a contact form. So if you want to get in touch with us that way, that is also fine. And we can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you for spending your Tuesday thriving forward with us.
Yeah.